So when you're thinking about different side hustles, there is one gig app that their average pay is already quite high. So in this video, you and I are going to talk about the highest paying side hustles because yes, there's one that already pays well. I'm going to show you some numbers on that. And with a recent update, they might be paying even higher. I'm going to go over what's changing in this video with you. Drop a like on this video if this is the first time you and I are meeting. My name is Mike. I've been doing gig work since 2015, part-time and full-time, and all I do here is help you make money in different side hustles. Firstly, as we get into this video, welcome on in. Think about the highest paying gig apps. So you know, a gig app like Side Hustle Stuff, a gig economy, a lot of these you use your personal vehicle, but you don't even have to use your personal vehicle. It's 1099 independent contractor work. What are some of the highest paying gig apps? Comment right now in the live chat, or if you're watching in the replay, I'll give you a few seconds for that. Okay, well, as you're typing that right now, did you think about DoorDash, one of the most popular side hustles? You know, I'm going to deliver food. There's convenience now. There's alcohol. There's shop and deliver. There's grocery, with frankly, seems like a really popular growing niche into 2025, the grocery shopping space. You know, maybe Shipt or Instacart. I see you in the live chat today. Joy, thanks for being here, saying Shipt. Bubba says Delivered, which is a catering platform. Good morning. I see everyone in here. What about Shipt? One of the grocery shopping platforms. So I'm going to go to a grocery store, Shipt owned by Target. So a lot of those are at a Target. And then I just shop for the customer's grocery order. Well, it's controlled by me, the efficiency of the shopping pace. But then it's also up to me. How efficient am I in that Target? Do I know that store layout? Do I know where this product is that I've never shopped for personally? How am I going to find it? Well, what about Lyft? You know, forget about the, don't forget about the staples in the rideshare space. You know, when I first started my side hustle, I told you in 2025, I started with rideshare. It was Uber. And then a month later, I signed up for Lyft. So there's the rideshare verticals. Okay. Well, what about catering? What about this? What about the catering space? That's what I'm going to talk about today with you. The catering space, and specifically one app here that has an update. That app is DeliverThat. So DeliverThat, it is a catering side hustle platform. And by the way, this isn't sponsored or anything. This is what I do here. I just look at different gig apps. So I wanted to report this for you. I'm not sponsored or anything. So DeliverThat, you can see higher pay. Look in the third section over there. DeliverThat's average compensation per delivery, not per hour, per delivery is $30. What do you average per delivery on DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, other food delivery? Maybe you drive, you know, traditional pizza delivery, Domino's, Papa John's. Let me know in the live chat or the comments, what's your average per delivery? I got another graphic here for you. We'll take a look. It's not just DeliverThat saying that. These are a few deliveries that I've done. One was $20.75 because obviously what the company says versus the reality, it's not always going to be $30. Now, this other delivery I did, $39, because look at the gratuity there, $30 tip. Hey, when's the last time you got a $30 tip on DoorDash, Grubhub? I hope it was yesterday. I hope it's today. I hope you get a lot of $30 tips, but I've gotten a handful of $20 tips on DoorDash and the like. $30 tip on DeliverThat, and then a $12.50, but still it's, $20.75. Well, Mike, how many miles did you drive? How long did it take? It didn't take long at all. These runs took maybe 30 minutes to get that kind of pay there. And now it's going to be anecdotal. This is not a gold mine of a niche here. Obviously, there's pros and cons. I try to give you a neutral stance. But I've liked catering. I think catering might be one of the best opportunities in the gig space in 2025. Now, they say on average, each delivery pays between $25 and $35. based on the order size and the mileage of the delivery. The larger the order or farther you drive, the more you are paid over that 25 to 35. Now that's great. Just keep in mind, if it's larger, I'll take that all day. Okay. If it's a $100 basket size, which is something you'll basically never see on DoorDash or Uber Eats, you can have it. Yes, DoorDash has a large order catering program, but there's a lot of kind of barriers and qualifications to get it, a la Dasher Rewards. Not so with just native catering side hustles. Okay. So going back here, my final point there was, hey, if it's farther, yeah, you'll get more pay on that, but I don't want to drive, 20 miles. Yeah, I'll get more pay, but I'm still driving 20 miles. Then I have to strategize. Okay, what's my next move after that? That was my point there. So yeah, DeliverThat seems cool. Here's what's changing. This email just came across in the last week. Drop a like in this video if you appreciate me bringing this stuff to you first. I try to get this stuff out ASAP. So if you appreciate that, can you please drop a like in this video and consider subscribing? And Joy says, I like how you present these things. I like how you comment on the live streams. Appreciate that. So this email just came across. Let's go over what's changing here. Now, why are we covering this? Because this directly affects your pay. Listen to this, and then I'm going to give you a verdict of should you consider DeliverThat. And hang to the end of the video here. I'm going to give you new alternatives in the same niche in catering, including one I've never covered before. We have made important, there we go. What am I doing, Mike? Drink your coffee. We have made important adjustments to the way driver earnings work for ezCater deliveries, and we want to share the details with you. Based on feedback from many of you, we recognized that the ezCater tip pool was not meeting your needs. We've collaborated closely with ezCater to develop a more favorable system for our drivers. All right, what is tip pooling? What is ezCater? So DeliverThat, as a company, is going to work with another company. It's a third-party separate company called ezCater. So clients, merchants, and the ultimate customers, this is catering. So think offices. It could be parties, sure, but offices and events. They're going to place an order. It can be either on DeliverThat or via ezCater. Now, when ezCater gets an order, they're going to dispatch it to a DeliverThat driver. Now, when you do these ezCater runs, you can get tips. And like all gig independent contractor and 1099 work, you get 100% of customer tips. Fantastic, unless it's in a tip pooling platform. Pay attention to this. So yeah, you can get tips, but tip pooling says, this from DeliverThat's own policy on ezCater, these tip pooling runs, ezCater is a tad bit different, just a little bit different than every other tipping structure. ezCater clients pre-tip all of their deliveries. Not every restaurant requires tipping through the marketplace. So if a restaurant or whatever, a customer is placing an order on ezCater, they don't have to tip, right? Due to the number of ezCater deliveries without a gratuity, the tip pool was born to ensure our drivers receive fair compensation on all deliveries. Okay. The tips are pulled together and divided evenly between every driver that takes ezCater deliveries. And I've done ezCater runs. So if it's on ezCater, there's tip pooling. So if I'm driving that day and other drivers are driving that day, all of us that are taking ezCater runs from that pool from the third party ezCater, those tips are dispersed. Do they see evenly? Yes, evenly between every driver. This has been a successful model in paying drivers a high commission, for every ezCater across the nation. Well, apparently not that successful. Let's continue, because this is what's changing. This email right here. So based on the feedback, we recognized again that this needed to change. We recognized that the ezCater tip pool was not meeting your needs. We collaborated closely with ezCater to develop a more favorable system for our drivers. The previous tip pool was designed to ensure gratuities on deliveries without pre-authorized tips. Remember, so if they're not placing a tip, at least you'll get some kind of tip because you're getting a piece of that pie from the tips there. To better compensate you for our efforts, for your efforts, we are introducing a guaranteed gratuity based on the order cost. What do you think so far? So this company, DeliverThat, is moving away from a pooled tipping structure that they said was a tad bit different than every other tipping structure because, yeah, like no one has tip pooling to a guarantee. It's not even like, hey, we're giving you the ability to get just the tip on your offer like everyone else. Like you can get tips on Grubhub, Instacart, Shipt, all these platforms. It's not guaranteed though. You know, as you'd expect, like when you go to a restaurant, that, you know, service provider isn't guaranteed a tip, but they're doing a 180 to saying we're developing a guaranteed gratuity model. Let's continue. Key details right here. 100% of gratuities go to you. All gratuities are fully allocated to drivers. Neither DeliverThat nor ezCater retains any portion. Now, legally, I don't think they can retain any prior in the prior system, the tip pooling, because legally tips have to go to the provider, the driver. I'm not an attorney. Okay, that is not legal advice. I can't advise legally. I'm not an attorney. That's my understanding of 1099 contractor work. So here's what's changing. Orders before October 14th, which was just days ago, a week ago at the time of filming this video. Deliveries completed before this date will follow the previous tip pool structure. Your earnings will be reflected in the driver app. So, you know, whenever you place an order, like I showed you, it would show you the tip that you got. So you get the pay here. You can see one delivery completed. There's base commission, which was very low in my experience. There's bonus pay, surge. There's none on this. Any adjustments? Maybe you had toll roads if they're going to have to reimburse you for something like that. Any other incentives? Maybe you're doing, I don't know, a streak or whatever it is. Not even sure DeliverThat has that. And then there's the tip. Okay. Now, orders after October 1st. So that is right now. Let's see here. Deliveries will have a pre-authorized gratuities, meaning the gratuity is set before you deliver the order. Well, Mike, that's the same thing as any app. So if a DoorDash customer is tipping when they place the offer, and you can let me know in the live chat, do you tip before your delivery if you order, you know, food as a customer? Do you typically tip before or after? I've done both. I've tipped before, and then usually I'll add after. I use Uber Eats on their Uber One subscription. That's just me. It's not an endorsement. That's just what I use. Curious there. So they'll be pre-authorized if the gratuity is set before the order. And we have some feedback there. Appreciate it. I will take your Q&A after this. I just want to make sure everyone gets the info first. If a customer includes a pre-delivery gratuity, you'll receive that amount and the tip pool will no longer apply. They tip beforehand on these DeliverThat runs, no tip pooling. Okay, well, I thought they were getting rid of it entirely. They are. It's kind of confusing. If there's no pre-delivery gratuity, you will receive a base gratuity based on the total order value. So this reads to me, yeah, there's still no tip pooling. I don't know why they said the tip pool will no longer apply. It doesn't apply to any of these orders. Welcome in, folks. So if there's a tip, you'll get that tip. Cool. If there's no tip beforehand, you'll receive a base gratuity based on the order value. So how much, what percent, because it's, quote, based on the total order value. This was directly in an email sent from DeliverThat. And there was a breakdown that I was sent from DeliverThat. I clicked on it and it didn't work. So I'll report back and I'll post that on our community tab for you. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that. Just click on the community tab. And by the way, I do post a lot of behind the scenes features on there for our channel members, our team VIPs. If you want to get access to that behind the scenes content, click that join button down below. But we don't know what percent of the total order value I'm going to get for the tip there, but at least I get a base tip. So imagine, to put this in perspective, imagine you're doing like a $9 DoorDash run and it's we'll do 4.9 miles. Like it's okay, pay out dollars per mile. So if that happens to be all base pay, which is frankly very uncommon because DoorDash's base pay is $2 to $10, but hear me out. Imagine that was all base pay for whatever reason. No one wanted to take it and the base pay was increased to $9. If they did not tip, after you delivered, you'd get a guaranteed additional pay boost from a tip based on the total order value. We need more details on that, but let me continue. Let me know what you think about this. Okay, well, if I want to do catering, let's go over some other options because DeliverThat is just one option. Let me show you what else there is. Now, remember, there's DoorDash's large order catering program, but now you have to get on Dasher rewards. And there's a lot of acceptance rating things I got to do to get on that. So let me show you actual just native platforms that really only do catering. I'm going to do an initial verdict at the end of this video for you. So there is Zifty and there's Delivered. Now, keep in mind the availability, right, is not going to be like, oh, it's not guaranteed in every single marketplace. Okay, especially Zifty. I find it's not as pervasive in markets. So what I do is I bookmark these pages and I also get on a wait list if I can. It's not going to hurt you whatsoever. And again, this is not sponsored by any of these companies. I just report on this stuff for you. So if I'm on the wait list and they do come to your market, I'm here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, then I'm like first in line. If I sign up as soon as possible, not, literally first in line, but I'm near the top of that wait list, hopefully. So there's Zifty and there's Delivered. Couple options there for you. Now, there's also Roadie. You may be surprised to hear this, but Roadie actually has catering as well. So Roadie, owned by UPS, another last mile delivery platform, you can see right there on their website, you can sign up for Roadie. And I like Roadie. I'm activated on Roadie and I'm activated on Delivered. And Delivered just updated their app too, if that's important to you. They just made some improvements. Zifty, not here in Pittsburgh. They're in Philadelphia. Guys, come to Pittsburgh and I'll test that stuff for you. But that's not it. Don't leave this video yet. There's also Skipcart, owned by 7-Eleven. Skipcart does catering as well. And you know what? It's like, okay, you have questions. How much do they pay compared to all these other apps? How many catering offers do they send you? Yes, great questions. I can't discuss everything in this video. It will be a 2-hour long video. I have videos on this stuff. Search for the apps. I test the apps. I research these apps so you can answer some of those questions. And this is just one tool for you in choosing the best side hustle gigs for you. So I hope I can help out there. Now here's the new one. Look at this. This is Foodja. Fine. Foodja Drive. And right now they have a $250 fast start bonus currently available. I took the screenshot this morning. You can get, listen, a lot of these apps, I've done this stuff since 2015. And though 2015, 16, 17, and or even earlier, because Uber, Lyft were founded earlier, these companies were dumping new driver and new courier incentives, sign-on bonuses. Not now, not so much at all anymore. So to see a company that has a sign-on bonus, I'm just saying, check it out. I think this was completing 30 deliveries in your first 20 days, or, you can check. It's market dependent possibly. But Foodja has a sign-on bonus 250. Take it. Even if you do the minimum deliveries, get the minimum deliveries, get the pay. Hopefully it's good because it's catering. And then you get the $250 as well, sign-on bonus. Now, the only restriction with Foodja, I'm going to do a complete video on this in a couple of days for you. So again, make sure to subscribe. That's their pay was good, but they're not in a lot of marketplaces at all. So Foodja is more California, it is Texas, it's Arizona. It's more regional to the West Coast. But I'm telling you, the same thing with DeliverThat and a lot of these more, they're not regional, but they're not as massive as Uber, Lyft, and DoorDash, right? But all of these companies, their end goal is really to expand. So it's like, well, Mike, Foodja's in California, Texas, and Arizona. Great if you're in those marketplaces. But what do I do if I'm not? Again, wait list, because these companies want to expand as fast as possible. So initial verdict here. Let me get you my initial verdict on this DeliverThat change. So it is tricky because we don't know what this new guaranteed tip is going to be. If it's a guaranteed base tip, does that mean that my standard pay is going to go down? Because that money's going to come from somewhere. So look at my earnings again. This is what I got from DeliverThat. If my base commission, you can see on the left, it is very small. The first line says $8.25. Second line is $9.03. I mean, there's not much more I can take away from that. But here's what I will say. If there's no tip, this is from the customer, $12 tip, $12.50 on the top, $30, which is great, down below respectively, then my flat tip is going to be less. So could that have been $5 and then maybe $9 tip? So yes, I'm getting a tip, but is it less than what they would have sent me if they just sent a tip? Does that make sense? It's an argument of something's better than nothing, and I do like it. I do like it, but I would like, in this case, DeliverThat and any company to obviously always encourage your clients and customers to tip. And I'm hoping that they have metrics on this that they can say, okay, well, 70% of our clients tip, 80% of our clients tip. That is honestly probably where you should be at as a company. I've not researched average numbers on tipping frequency, but anecdotally, my own experience, 90% of my DoorDash customers tip, and basically that's the same thing for Uber Eats and Grubhub. So I would hope your company is hitting at least 70 to 80% tip frequency. If you're below 70%, I think you need to educate your clients more on how tips help your couriers, help provide speedy, efficient service. I understand it's going to cost you more if you're spending $300 on a catered lunch for your office, and then 20% of that, you got to add another $60. But I mean, come on, that's a business expense. And frankly, you're writing off $30. You got to, also help out your courier. But I have heard that, some of these catering companies don't tip. Now I want to see what you're saying. So correct. It's only guaranteed on this new platform if the customer does not tip. This is on DeliverThat. If they do tip, you get the full amount. That's also important to understand, because prior, if they did tip, that's wonderful, but it goes into a tip pool on ezCater runs, and then you're paid out from that pool. Would that pay you more, or would just the straight up tip pay you more? So it would pay you more. Listen to this, and then I'll take your Q&A. It pays you more tip pooling if they were cheap in essence and did not tip you a lot. If they tipped you like $10, okay, it was a $300 basket size as far as what it cost them, and they tipped the driver $10. Or on my first run, it tipped me $12.50. So maybe tip pooling would have been better for me than the $10. But it might hurt if they tipped me the inverse there, $30, like my second run, but then tip pooling only gave me like $15. And what's really difficult is we don't really know, right? So let me know what you think about this. I want to take your Q&A, and make sure to drop a like on this video on your way out and consider subscribing. All I do is help you make money in different side hustles. Click that join button down below to be a channel member. And I definitely want to test this more for you.